session from now, so just mind your P's and Q's. You'll be all on mute. If you want to talk, just unmute yourself first. By all means, use the chat function that's down the bottom there. If you've got any questions as we go through, you want to ask Rosie, myself, or Carts. And again, we'll aim to finish this in 40 minutes. There will be an overflow meeting if we run over. We'll just have to re-engage again because I haven't got the pro license. But before I hand over to her, just thanks to Rosie and to Carts for pulling all this coaching strategy together. And without further ado, I'll let Rich give his introduction. Rich, over to you.
Thanks very much, Dave. Can I just get a quick comms check?
You good, Rich?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
We're all good.
Oh, all right, thank you. So, afternoon, everyone. So, I think we've got 20 odd people. So, that's really good that so many were able to join today. And it certainly shows the commitment of everyone getting involved in squash and coaching as well. I think over the next 15 minutes or so, the team are going to talk about the new coaching strategy and, most importantly, the coach development program. And I'm just going to quickly explain why we're doing this and why we think it's important. We've made such significant strides in recent years in increasing the support available to both Army players and also potential Army level players. And I know the Corps are doing the same at their level. And that will, of course, continue. But we need to focus on, some might say, the most important and the most difficult part of our role as an Army sport, which is getting more people involved in playing at the grassroots level on a regular basis and providing opportunities for those who want to improve. As General Ty would say, it's not all about the gladiators, a word that he uses a lot. It's about getting everybody, and dare I say it, poaching talented people from other sports. That this is being recorded, so I should be careful about saying that, but you know what I mean. And to do these things, we need to have a network of qualified coaches, and we need to have them in all major Army locations across the country. And then between them, they can deliver coaching to beginner and intermediate players on a regular basis, keep people enthused and interested in our sports. And we hope that the new coach development program will allow us to achieve that. It will provide current and aspiring coaches with free England Squash accredited coach courses, practical support in terms of equipment, coach mentoring and workshops, and free coaching membership with England Squash for as long as they continue to invest in their coach development and encourage squash participation in the Army. And of course, we'll adapt the program as we go, learning along the way so that we can support our coaches and players better. So with your help, we hope that over the next 3 years, we can build our collective coaching knowledge and capacity so that anyone in the Army who wants to play squash or who already plays and wants to improve will have access to local, regular and free coaching on suitably maintained squash courts. I'm sure that you'll all agree that that's a worthy aspiration and something that we can all work together to achieve. And before I leave it there and hand over to the team to tell you a bit more, I'd just like to echo Dave's thanks, in particular to Rosie and to Carts. Rosie, I believe over to you.
Thanks, Rich. So all I'm going to do is just expand a little bit about the coach development program itself, and the note on the program will be emailed out to everyone on this call and everyone else that's on our coach list at the end of the session. But I'm just going to give you the skeleton outline, really to prompt any questions. As Rich said, the coach development program is all about making coaching courses more accessible and then supporting our coaches once they're qualified to further develop their skills and progress through the various levels of coaching qualification. And if we get lots of coaches active, then that will encourage increased participation from across the Army. So the program is going to be open both to coaches that are currently qualified, whether they did that course through England Squash directly or through the Army School of Physical Training, and also those that aren't yet qualified but aspire to get to start with the level 1 course. So the level 1 and 2 courses will be run in-house, and whilst they are accredited by England Squash, the level 1 course in particular will be run over kind of a day and a half rather than just one day, to give people some extra skills that they can use specifically to go back and coach at a unit level. So that course is going to be aimed at anybody who wants to give basic coaching or increase participation within their unit, within their garrison, or even within their local club if Army players play there as well. The level 2 course will also be run in-house, and then for those that are appropriately experienced and have the desire to kind of push their coaching qualification to the highest level, there will be funding available to pay for people to attend the level 3 course. And likewise, completion of the various prerequisites, which most of you will be familiar with, which are things like DBS clearance, safeguarding and first aid, that will also be funded by Army Squash. So paid for by individuals when they're applying for the courses because they are prerequisites, but then reimbursed by Army Squash on successful completion of the relevant courses. So huge kind of financial savings for our coaches in getting those qualifications. And then in addition to the courses, we're also offering our coaches practical support. So that's going to be kit, balls, targets, potentially some free kind of demo rackets, so you can offer those to players in your unit that haven't got their own racket when they're first starting to have a go. Mentoring and development, so as well as the formal courses, there'll be extra development activities, and groups of coaches will be able to invite Carts as head coach to come along to training events that they're running, be their unit or perhaps core level, and get some extra guidance, some experience, and also the benefit then of having Carts there for that core or unit training. And players will also get free membership to the online England Squash Coaches Club, and that provides coaching resources that can be used by everybody and accessed for free. Access to the National Coaching Network, so coaches will be listed as qualified coaches by England Squash, and also insurance, so that's public liability insurance. And that means that all the coaches, Army coaches that do our courses in-house, the level 1 and 2, will also be qualified to coach, legally qualified to coach civilians, as well as coach an Army audience. And the only requirement, the only kind of reciprocal agreement that we require is that coaches genuinely intend to use that qualification to increase participation in the Army and to develop their own coaching knowledge. So generally there'll be an expectation that players will be able to deliver about 40 hours of coaching a year, but it's not just about coaching, it's also about participation, and there are many kind of ways in which coaches can give back. It might be coaching Wednesday afternoon sports, it might be assisting in coaching core activity, it might be bringing teams to the inter-units. So there's a huge amount of opportunity to demonstrate that intention, as well as just delivering coaching. And we obviously will appreciate that sometimes intention might be there, and then an unexpected deployment or the like might come up, and that will have an impact. So I'm not going to go into too much more detail on the programme itself, because as I say, you'll get the detailed email out immediately after this. Really, I just say it's a great opportunity for all of us, and I count myself among the kind of currently qualified coach who could definitely do better, and for Army Squash. And we're really lucky that all of this is being delivered by Paul Carter, Carts, who just happens to be, as well as the Army Squash head coach, he's also the National Governing Body's most senior coach tutor. So Carts, I'll hand over to you if you want to say a couple of words.
Thanks, Rosie. Good evening, everyone. I think I've met everyone at various different tournaments or recent training sessions. It's nice to see Jim Russell there, nice and relaxed after his session earlier today. I think I'm senior only by age, actually, not through. No. I'm level 3 head tutor for England Squash. I've done all the I've contributed to all the coaching syllabuses, level 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm lead tutor for the level 3. I think, as Rosie said, I think it's a great opportunity to get qualified, but then also to carry on that mentoring. I think this is something that England Squash are are starting to pick up on. It's not just getting the award and then we don't see a coach for 15 years and then they come back and they want to get the next award. So I think the uniqueness of this program is that we can actually get you qualified and then continue to work with you and then get you through to the next level and so forth. I don't know of another coaching program that offers this within the country. Certainly in the squash haven't had the ability to be able to do that. So I think it's a fabulous opportunity. Such a shame that we haven't managed to get started yet. I mean, if this gets pushed back to the right even more, then maybe we might be able to start one or two things, perhaps remotely. I don't know. I might be speaking out of turn there, Dave. If I am, then you can tell me off afterwards. But yeah, really looking forward to getting us all together and getting through these badges. And I think also that the nice thing is that we will all be working together. So, you know, there will be a general understanding of what we're trying to achieve throughout the program. Whereas if you go do different coaching rules from different tutors, you might get slight variation. Whereas I think we will all be on the same page, and that's another unique thing about the program. So I'm getting bored of my own voice. I will hand back over to Dave, I think it is. But just before I do, I think has been said by Rich and Dave that Rosie has put an immense amount of work into this. You know, something we spoke about a long time ago, and I'm really pleased and excited, even at my old age, to be involved in something like this. So looking forward to seeing you all and working with you over the next year or so.
Great stuff. Thanks, Carts. We're just going to open up now. Anybody got any initial questions, really? And then we'll cover some admin points. As I say, just for those latecomers, we are recording this session, so we'll go out to those who couldn't make it as well. So if anyone's got any questions, then pipe up by all means now.
Simon Gould speaking. With regards to the courses available, I'm based and I'm a reservist. So I live in Wales as well, which is where I will be. For the coaching course being Coach England, will that have an effect for us down this across the border? And giving back, you know, again, being as a full reservist now, how would we then try and give back, you know, to what would be needed?
Well, I think if Carts can cover the actual licence piece, I'll cover the reservists afterwards. Carts? You're on mute, mate. You there, Carts? You're on mute. Hang on, let me.
Sorry, I clicked off the screen there. We have quite a good work. England Squash has a good working relationship with Wales, and I know they've used some of our resources in the past. So across the border, I can't see there being any issues with that at all.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
And on the reservist issue, so Joe Rawsthorne's just come in as our reserve secretary now. And one of his main aims is looking at the player participation and coach participation amongst the reserves. So he's going to be doing some work looking at where our barracks are, where our reserve bases are. Like yourself, get involved with that, be part of the reserves network as well. But I see squash as being, or Army squash as being a holistic thing. It's reserves and regular together. So where we can, we'll do everything together. But obviously the reserves have got their own needs, which Joe will hopefully look after with your support. Does that answer the question?
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
Great. Got anybody else?
Yeah, I've got a quick question, Dave. Steve.
Yeah.
So with regards to the qualifications, Carts is probably the best place to answer this, but is there like a logbook and a minimum amount of coaching you have to do for each level before you move to the next level?
There isn't, Dean. I think when you come on to do your level 2, don't quote me, I think the minimal requirements now between days 2 and 3, you do 2-day learning block, and then you have a 6-week period before day 3. You have to do 3 individual sessions and 3 group sessions, I think. But I know certain coaches have gone from 1 to 2 very quickly. Some haven't got the experience, and they will require a certain amount of support before they go through to level 2. One other thing is, some of you may have done level 2 a long time ago. I think it would be really great if you could have a look at the new level 2 course. In lockdown we've rewritten the syllabi for level 2, and it is I think quite challenging. and it might get you up to speed if as Roger said, you've done these qualifications, some time ago. So, yeah, nice opportunity to get some fresh input, really.
And I think just to add to that, Karts, the beauty of this program is that we're not just going to put you on a course and let you go off training and that's the end of it. Karts is going to keep monitoring people. We're going to call you back on activities to help out with the coaching of some of the academy and other development sessions. We'll keep our eye on you. And if you've got the potential to go to the next level earlier, then Karts will raise that and we'll try and fast track you through. The ultimate aim for any coach might be to get to that level 3, level 4 level and actually go on a tour with the Army team as their coach rather than as a player. So it's open for players and non-players. So really good there. Any other questions? Okay, we'll quickly move on now. I'm just going to a couple of admin steps. So the first thing I want you to do, really, I'm going to share my screen. I want you to all make sure you join Defence Connect. We've got a coaching page on Defence Connect. I'm just going to try and find it. Bear with. I can't find it. I've got that many windows open. Sorry. Share screen. I'll send you the link to this this page once I get it. So let's just find it. Zoom. Squash. So can you all see my screen? Okay. Just give me a thumbs up icon if you can see it, or put your thumb up in the air. Okay. So this is the Army Squash coaching group on Defence Connect. So we can put our admin instructions on here, our personal details and things. Share our events calendar and such. As you can see, I've got about 16 members on here at the minute, so I manage the accounts. What you'll do, you'll go to the link, you'll ask to come in. I'll then change it to be a fully fledged member. What you'll also need to do is to follow the account as well, so that when a post or something new comes up, you'll flag yourself up with an email. But it's all, you should be familiar with Defence Connect anyway. It's accessed through the Defence Gateway. And I won't dwell too much on it, but I will show you the calendar. So we've got the calendar on here. And if we go to, we'll just click a month, we'll go forward a bit to the level 2 coaching course, part 1 or 2 there. What we can do, we can go into that. I'll tell you the start time, the details. We can put a nominal role on there. We'll put the course joining instructions on there. So everything really in one place. And this can be added to by the editors to make sure it's dynamic and up to date all the time. So I will send that as a, I will send that to you all in the link in the email. That's all I want to really cover on that one. And then other admin points really. It'd be good if your DBS is out of date, you might want to start your DBS applications now. That's done online. So if you start them early, then when you come on the course, you've already got it. Again, you will be reimbursed on that money. So just keep a receipt on that one. I've asked for everybody who's got a coaching qual just to send me their certificate if they can find it. I know some people did courses a long time ago, and some of you have been bringing them in. We did a cross-reference with England Squash, and I don't know what's wrong with their database, but it was coming back with nil returns and things. So I just want to go back to them and touch base and look, these people are qualified. Although, as Kart said, our initial level 1 is like a level 1+ course, where we'd like everyone really on this coaching group to come on it. Obviously not the level 2s, but just to get a refresher, have a couple of days together. We're all at the same benchmark then. But if you've got certificates saying that you're already qualified, then please send them to me. And the main point really for admin, I need your consent to hold your personal data. I've got half the people who sent me returns saying they're happy. Again, I'll put that on the email to you, which I'll send directly after this. Just copy and paste the bit I've highlighted and press reply and it's done. But we need your data because we need obviously to keep in touch. And without good comms, it'll fall on its arse. So that's all I've got on the admin side. I'll open up to any final questions and then I'll ask Rich to conclude. Anybody got any more points?
Dave, can we just let everyone know, have you got the dates for the first couple of courses to hand so people can write them down?
I'll put them on the email. Yeah, they're not at hand, sorry. Anybody else? Great stuff. Okay, then Rich, over to you to finish off, really.
Thanks very much, Dave. Thanks, Rosie. Thanks, Karts. Hopefully everyone's found that really useful and you're all as keen as we are to get this new program started. I'll just highlight again that we're reliant on all of you to achieve success. It's your enthusiasm, your commitment, your contribution that make it all work. So do feed any ideas into myself or Rosie or Dave if you think there's anything else we could be doing to support you, the programme and squash in general. Do pass the information on as well, please, to people who weren't at this meeting, and in particular the reservists. It's really good to see the reserves attending this meeting. Final plea that I'm going to make is for anybody out there who's given their time this evening rather, to attend this meeting. The Army Squash Exec Committee is always looking for people who are the sort of people who don't mind giving up a bit of their time to put a bit back into the sport. Those of us that are on the committee do have a sort of a shelf life of a few years, and it's great when we can get people to sort of get on the log occasionally for a couple of years. So I'll leave that there. Finally then, just thanks again for joining us today. I look forward to seeing you all back on court, hopefully as soon as we're allowed to train and play in the autumn. Hand back to you, Dave, for any final remarks.
Great stuff. Thanks everyone for joining. I'll put on the email all the bits you need to know. Just keep on top of your emails. You might get a few coming the next couple of weeks. What's going on? But again, any questions, fire them my way first by all means. I'll pass them on to Rosie and Carts if we need to. But again, thanks for your time, and we'll catch up soon.
Sorry,
Yep.
can I just
Yes.
interrupt? I have got a question, if that's
Yep.
all right.
Yep.
Just want to ask, how have you got our email addresses? I joined late, so I appreciate I might not have been able to pass it across.
Okay, Abby, what core are you in, Abby?
MI, so 7MI.
Yeah, so it's probably come through from your core secretary for people who are interested in
Yeah.
coaching.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So,
that's how we've got
will
the
I-
emails.
okay, so you just send it to them and then they'll pass it down to us again?
No, so were you on their list, or are you somebody who just joined who's interested, Abby?
So I was sent the email with
Yeah.
a couple of other things
Okay.
on squash, and
So-
I'm supposed to be coordinating for the unit.
Yeah.
So I wonder if you're just going to email them or if I should give you my email address.
Well, if you okay, I'll touch base with you, Abby.
Great,
Or
thank
just,
you.
yeah, I'll make sure that happens. Anybody else? Great stuff. Thanks, Rosie Carts. Rich, see you all soon. Bye.